Well, it's no secret that the Stratios is one of the best ships in all of New Eden, capable of doing a variety of activities, all without breaking the bank. And this winter Nexus, we're going to show you how to both explore and hunt the explorers. Why farm your own items when you can farm the farmers, huh? So if you want the best Eve guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and Eve enjoyer. For the better part of almost 11 years now. Happy winter Nexus, everybody! Are you ready to take out this lovely looking ship? And before we get into the fit itself, why do this? Many of the various exploration ships are going to be taking out modules like this. This is a ligature integrated analyzer, and it lets you do both data and relic sites. Typically, you need a dedicated module for each. And as you can see, these go for 180 million ISK for one. So if you find an explorer rocking one of these, and you take them out and get the drop, then already you pay for literally most of the fit that we're about to show you. Now, granted, you have to do this in dangerous areas, but that's where you're going to be taking this ship. Just remember, those exploration ships are typically made of paper, and you are not. Y'all, we're going to be taking this thing out armed to the literal teeth, and for only 321 million ISK, you're going to be able to go kill literally anything in your path as long as you're smart. Yes, you'll be able to punch up the T3 cruisers, but just give me a sec. Let's talk about the highs first. One module makes all this possible. Yes, that is the Covert Ops Cloak. Covert Ops Cloak is going to let you go from site to site unseen, letting those explorers think they're safe. And they're not. What you're going to do is scan down the various sites. With your Sister Corp probe launcher, you are going to be using Sister Corp probes with this. With my current fit, we're going to get about 104 points of sensor strength because the explorers are going to be coming around looking for loot in low and null sec. And when they come looking, you'll already be there with the sites scanned down and ready to go. We are not fitting combat probes on this. You won't be able to fly that here. So you're not going to be scanning down the ships themselves, just the sites. Warp to the site, find the ship. That's the move, y'all. Now we are running 2 small and 1 medium energy newt in the highs. You can run weapons if you want, but I find that it's easier to just lock down the explorers and stop them from doing whatever the heck they're doing. These also let you punch up to T3 cruisers, but we'll talk about that in just a sec. The 1 medium newt is going to be longer range and pull more cap out. The smalls are shorter range and less newt. That's okay. You're typically going to have on all 3 of these. And even with all of these on, you deplete in 3 minutes. That's an eternity in PvP. And if you turn off 1 medium armor repper, so you have 1 active, you go back up to 18 minutes literally. Might as well be cap stable. It's fine, easy peasy. Let's go to the lows before we go to the mids. Now the main damage is going to come from drones. We have a single drone damage amp. This alone pushes up your DPS to 450 from a solid 370, but I wanted a little more to be able to contend with some of the T3 cruisers. Again, we'll talk about that at the end of the video. We're not depending so much on our passive tank, but on our active tank. Yes, 2 medium armor reps coupled with 2 nano pumps in the lows are going to put your armor repair rate to 106 per second. That's pretty good. If you want, you can always swap one of these out for an ancillary armor rep. And quite frankly, I just didn't want to deal with it. That technically is the better option. Fit whatever you would like. In order to survive that long, we are going to run a single damage control and 1 multi-spectrum energized membrane. 20k EHP, not a lot, but we do make up for it with some pretty awesome active tank. Since your primary goal is going to be to go after frigates, this is plenty to take one of those down. Speaking of dealing with frigates, the mids are how you're going to get stuff locked down. A web and a scram, y'all. You need to be able to keep them from warping and to be able to keep them still. A lot of these frigates move quick. If they've got a nice afterburner, they're going to be able to speed away from you and then you'll lose your scram. You've got your own afterburner as well, going just under 600 MS. If you really want to, you can hit 785 almost, as long as you overheat, but typically you're going to be going 227. This is important to actually highlight because since you have a Covert Ops Cloak, you're going to be slow boating quite a bit. That's not too slow. You'll be able to catch up to things, one of the best parts about the ship. And we don't have any alignment focus modules going. We are going to have a sub 5 second align time. Now the fun one is the 2 large cap batteries coupled with an ancillary current router in the rig. rigs. These modules let you turn on all your offense while your drones tick away. We'll talk about those in just a sec. And give you a massive amount of energy newt resistance yourself, coming in at a solid 22% per. The batteries coupled with the newts and the drone DPS with an active tank is going to let you punch up and fight some tier 3 cruisers. Now I say some because the point of this fit is not to go hunt down a Tengu or a Proteus. If you see one of those, I wouldn't necessarily engage because they're strictly speaking better than the Stratios is. Now, if you get hopped on by something, which is likely during the Winter Nexus, the hunters are all over the place, you can at least go toe to toe with these guys, newt them out, not get newted yourself, have some decent drones, active tank, you stand the chance is what I'm saying. So while your primary focus is going to be hunting frigates and other cruisers of your side, you might be able to take out a T3 cruiser with all of these combined. And before we talk about what's in your actual cargo, let's talk about what's in your drone bay, ladies and gentlemen. So we're running some EC300 drones just in case the T3 cruisers hop on you. Just another way to get away in case you find yourself outgunned, outmatched. Your warriors are going to be your light drones. Now we have light drones, medium drones, and heavy drones. Your heavies are going to do the most DPS, mediums, and then lights. But the lights have the highest tracking. So if there's a ship that's moving very fast and you just can't seem to lock it down, even with your web, some of these guys are running overpropped mods. The light and medium drones are going to be technically better against the smaller ships than the heavy drones are. Now we are running some salvage drones just in case you find some wrecks. There's going to be some wrecks around. Maybe you hop onto a site and there's a wreck and you want to get some salvage out of it. Just be careful because if there's a wreck, something caused the wreck, am I right? The astute among you would notice that we have sentry drones here. It's a bit of a meme. Here's what I'm saying. You have a massive drone bay, 400 M3, and you technically have the bandwidth for sentry drones. And while they don't do near as much DPS as the ogres, they're in between the Valkyrie and the ogres, you can still technically third party something. Follow me here. If there's ship 1 being attacked by ship 2, and you happen to warp onto that site, you can be 60 something away, uncloak, lock them up, and start pot-shotting with the sentry drone. Is it a good idea? I don't know, maybe. Let me know in the comments if you get a sentry drone kill. I want to see the Z-kill link. I want to know about it. I mean, can you imagine how upset you'd be if you win a fight against something and all of a sudden 55 km away there's just a Stratios going just poking you to death? Show me the clips. I'll feature it on stream if you do so. But what if you don't find any explorers to kill? Y'all, in your cargo, you're going to bring a single mobile depot, a cargo scanner, and a data and relic analyzer just in case. You're going to be scanning down a bunch of exploration-focused sites. So what you could do is you could cherry pick the sites, taking the best loot with the cargo scanner, take the best loot, leave the rest of the cans, stay cloaked up, ready for that Astero, Heron, whatever, to come by knowing you've already gotten the best loot. Is it a little bit evil? I don't think so. No one's entitled to the loot until it's back in the market hub. That's when it becomes yours, in my opinion. So how would you fit this? Well, you deploy the mobile depot. You're then going to remove some of these modules to fit for cargo or data analyzer. Now, I recommend you remove the battery and the web to be able to fit these both. I wouldn't remove the scram just in case, and I wouldn't remove the other battery just in case. Both of these modules are the bare minimum you need if you get hopped on or if there's some light PvP. And the modules you put in this ship don't actually matter unless you know how to fly this ship properly. We got some key tips and tricks for you in just a sec. But before we do, I want to give y'all some value. Yes, during the holiday season, y'all know we get extra generous. So I'm going to be giving 3 fully fit Stratios is the fit you just saw to 3 of you. I want to see you get out there and go PvP some explorers, y'all. Send me the clips. Now, in order to enter in this giveaway, you have to do these 3 things. The first thing is you have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel. Help me hit 20K, y'all. We're super close. If you're not subscribed, my bot will know and you'll be disqualified. You don't want to miss out on 300 million-isk fully fit ship. Come on, y'all. I'm giving you presents for Christmas. The second thing you're going to do is go into the comments section of this YouTube video and say, I'm on Patreon, Loru. The full fit for this ship, easily copy-pastable for you, is in the link in the description. It's totally free. It takes 2 clicks. It's housed over on our Patreon. This is something we're going to be doing in the new year a lot. We're going to make sure to provide a bunch of value to our Patreon, not just to the paid members, but to the free members as well. The third thing you're going to do in that same comment is put your in-game name. Y'all, I got to know who the heck to send the contract to. We typically announce the winner over on our community section of YouTube within about a week of this video going out, but we're gonna speed that up knowing that y'all are gonna want your goodies sooner so you can finish off your winter Nexus stuff. So check back in a couple days and you'll see if you've won your fully fit Stratios. Super excited to provide all this value to y'all. Let's keep it going, y'all. Let's get it done. Now the Stratios has about 550 M3 cargo space. We've got a bit of a hack for you to increase that. Yes, it's the medium standard container. Now these containers take up 325 M3, but you get 390 M3 out of it. So by putting this in your cargo hold, you're gaining more cargo space. This blew my mind when I found out about it, and it really only works in a couple ship types. Also, they're super cheap, 26,000 ISK, that's it. The final tip for is you can right click this thing and press set name, and then label it whatever you would like. I typically do something like loot. Now I can have folders and more organization inside my ship in space. Ugh. Santa is getting Papa Loru a nice organizer to put into his Stratios for Christmas. Now that you're fully set up with everything ready inside the ship, let's talk about how to fly this ship properly, okay? Let's say you scan down an exploration site. The cans are right here. Now, in order to minimize the chance that you are going to get hopped on by an enemy ship, what you're going to do is you're going to orbit that can at about 2.5, just under 3K. You can do this by being in space and press and hold left click over your ship. This radial menu is going to come up. You're going to go to orbit and you're going to kind of drag it until we're at about I like 2.25. That distance away from the can at orbit means I can hack the can, I can loot the can, and if an enemy ship shows up on grid, I can tap my covert ops cloak and instantly cloak because you're not close to the other collidables. Because you're 2K away from the can, assuming you're not close to other collidables, you can just instantly covert ops cloak and just slow boat off and not have to worry about whatever T3 cruisers hop on top of you. Now let's say you've cherry picked all the cans within a system. This one's empty, this one's empty, this one still has a little bit of loot in it, it's not worth it. I recommend you just cloak up on the site and wait for those nomadic explorers to warp in. Now maybe what you could do is wait till that explorer is orbiting that can, is right on top of that can, because that means they're probably hacking it and they're going to be distracted. So then you can uncloak, close the net, get that loot. I'd love to do a stream where we show you how to do all this stuff. It's super fun. Like the video if you want us to do something like that, let me know, y'all. Now, because you're going to be going into dangerous areas of space, now there's an easy way to get in and get out of all the dangerous areas of space. We've talked about this before, and the link to the full guide for the Pochven Express is going to be in the description for you. But the short explanation for this video is this. You're going to bring some specific filaments with you. These filaments are going to let you get into dangerous areas and then get out very effectively, very safely, especially with your covert ops cloak. You can bring noise and signal filaments to get into LowSec. Now, in order to get into Pochven, you're going to take any one of these entrance filaments. I recommend the border filaments. I know I'm going to get some comments on this. Listen, you are absolutely
never safe in Eve.
And doubly so when you're in Pochven. Because you have a covert ops cloak, that makes you a bit as safe as you can be. Once you're in Pochven, you wait out your timer, and then you're going to use either a proximity or glorification filament to take you back from trig space into K space. So just to sum up, these filaments will take you into null. I know my handwriting's horrible. I have a mouse. I will not apologize. This filament will take you into trig space. These filaments will take you back into K space, home space, non-trig space, places that won't necessarily murder you. And y'all, we've got even more Winter Nexus guides right here for you. A whole playlist. Make sure you go bookmark that to get all the value. We're super close to 20K subs. Sub for that. Go enter in the giveaway. Watch this video to find out how. Don't miss 300 million-ish because you didn't subscribe. Thanks again, y'all. We'll see ya in the next video.